our next guest came to national prominence through the creation of his popular satirical comic strip, Dilbert. In his latest piece, Dilbert is wearing a mask while his co-worker talks to him about hoarding office supplies during COVID-19. This seems pretty realistic and pretty funny. Well, over the years, Dilbert has grown to be loved worldwide, and its creator, Scott Adams, is a political commentator, an author, and recently published a book, Loser Think: How Untrained Brains Are Ruining America. He's also the host of Real Coffee with Scott Adams, where he talks about the president's performance in managing the coronavirus. Here to share his thoughts is Scott Adams. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, Scott, you mentioned in one tweet that we need to decouple from China. I felt that was a small reference to some of our Hollywood friends who talk about consciously decoupling. What did you mean by that? Because we've been talking about trying to get rid of our connection to China and hold them accountable the whole show.
Well, some of it's personal. My stepson died of a fentanyl overdose in 2018. And of course, China is the main source of that, which I think, interestingly, comes from Wuhan. I think that's actually a weird coincidence. So if you look at the number of people that China has killed in America just this year, if you add the fentanyl deaths to the coronavirus deaths, I mean, they're really racking up the toll. Then you add the intellectual property theft, the moving of our supply chains and our meds over there, the way they treated us with the coronavirus. All the evidence suggests that we can't connect a transparent system like ours is, where we largely you can tell what's going on, to a non-transparent system, because it gives them all the advantage. They can hide anything. We can't hide anything. It's just not really a place we should be connecting to. Now, obviously, we can sell them farm goods and we can buy some stuff from them, but I think we need to, look toward a long-term decoupling and going our own way.
You know, Scott, you've been pretty vocal about all the fake news out there and the lies. Even you call it BS. What do you think is one of the #1 lies that Americans are believing right now?
Oh gosh, you really caught me at a tough time because there are so many. I mean, I was the
you got to pick one.
I was the first person who called out the masks don't work lie. I was like, what? And today I'm calling out, and you're hearing this new, but I don't believe that we're going to see enough testing to make a difference. And I think that that's the big lie, is that I think, and this is my Dilbert experience talking, my guess is that when the government talks to all these, I guess there are over 100 entities that can make test kits and do testing and all that, my guess is that every one of them lied, because that's the normal corporate thing. If you think you can make 10,000 units, whatever it is, and somebody says it's an emergency, I get a check, you just have to say you can make 100,000. And you think, well, maybe I could. I mean, I don't know how, but maybe I could figure it out. All right, 100,000. So my guess is that we have wildly inflated expectations about testing, and we probably need to pursue a strategy of herd instinct, because it's all we have. We don't have a second strategy.
You know, Scott, the funny thing is, a lot of times when you see a movie on television or a movie that you see Veep and you go, oh my God, sometimes it can't write itself the way things are going in our political thing. There are days when I read your strip and I think to myself, it's stating the obvious, which is what's going on right now. How often when you write that, is it literally based on the events that are going on in politics or in society?
Well, today, for example, within the last hour, the comic I wrote but haven't yet drawn is about somebody who had a important task force that they disbanded. And when they were challenged for disbanding it, he said, no, we didn't disband it. Yeah, we changed some of the people and we refocused the mission, but we didn't disband it. It's just different people doing different stuff. And so when I'm watching the news, it's pretty much a constant fire hose of material for Dilbert.
Well, you say you've been watching a lot of CNN actually lately, and you even tweeted out the other day that it's been like taking a psychedelic mushroom. What's been the most shocking thing to you so far?
Well, over at CNN, two of the most debunked stories that have just been so widely debunked are considered true. One is that the president once called neo-Nazis fine people. Never happened. Everybody on the right knows that. Apparently nobody on the left has found that out yet after all this time. And then there was the more recent one that the president suggested ingesting disinfectants, like he was thinking aloud that might be a good idea. And they take out the context that it was light as the disinfectant. There's an actual product being tested to do exactly that, sticking a ventilator down your trachea and seeing if light can give you some advantage. So he was actually talking about a real thing, and it turned into the president wants you to drink Clorox. And even last night, I'm watching Anderson Cooper state that like it was some kind of a fact. And I thought, what kind of weird dream world have I entered in which these things are considered facts?
Scott, thank you for being here. Thanks for keeping us laughing and for keeping Dilbert going.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right. When we return, we're going to switch things up a little bit, and we're going to interview our good guy. He's going above and beyond to give high school students in his area a safe way to celebrate graduation. Stick around. You don't want to miss this.